It's always funny online, right? When you see a woman, she posts her non-negotiables and it be like a Christmas list of things you has as a kid. Like, oh, he got to be 6'10". He got to spend $1,000 on me on the first date. He got to be taking me to, Ruth Chris every week. Like, all these ridiculous things that we know that no nigga finna do. You know what I'm saying? So I actually want to react to this woman's non-negotiable list. We not gonna watch the whole video because that shit like 9 minutes, but we gonna go ahead and check it out and react to it.
I'm gonna list some non-negotiables when it comes to dating. These might be unpopular opinions, I don't know, but we'll see. Number one, have your own place to stay and have your own car. Do I have to say why? I don't feel like we need to. We're grown. Number two,
you should have your own spot, because if you want to be romantic with a woman, or if y'all continue to date, if she don't got her own spot, where y'all gonna go? You know what I'm saying? And then also too, a lot of times women don't really want you coming to their spot. So as a man, you should have your own space. Now, this is not saying that if you don't have your own space to not date. You still can date, but things are just gonna be a little bit different.
I'm finna be no nigga first bad bitch. If you know, you know. It's just.
Alright, so she said, I'm not gonna be no bad. Y'all, we know how it is, right? When you get with that woman that got that body you want and she's hella attracted, and you haven't really kept a lot of women who look like that around, a lot of men don't know how to act. You too excited to be around her. You know what I'm saying? And what happens is your delusion starts to kick in. You start to over pursue. You start to do too much. You start to make a sexual remark every 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you look good, baby. Like, you starting to do all that. You starting to do too much. And that's typically what happens when we as men, we get with a woman that is very attractive. So even if you ain't been there, you gotta act like you've been there. Like, you can't be acting like you never been there. Like, oh man, this is the best thing ever. Because how you act inside, what you think inside, you're gonna act like that outwardly. So you're gonna be doing too much. You know what I'm saying? So just because a woman looks, you gotta get past the looks, man. I say this all the time: get past a woman's looks.
Not worth it. Need a man that is accustomed to the lifestyle and know what this shit come with. It be a lot of men that be wanting a bad bitch, a beautiful woman, and they really show their insecurities. This one might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm not.
And also, real quick, I know some of y'all gonna be like, well, she was just saying like basically a bad B requires a lot of maintenance. I agree with that. There's certain women, like the women y'all see on Instagram and stuff like that, those type of women you're probably not gonna want to deal with, because it's like a nice car. You ready for that monthly car note? You ready for that maintenance when a car go wrong? You ready for all the attention and eyes it gets? Same thing with a woman who's like a 10 or a 9. You ready for all eyes to be on you, on her? You ready for the demands that she got? Because you know that if she leave you, she finna go be messing with ballers. But I'm gonna say we're gonna keep it to 8s. To me, 8s, right? 8s and 9s, right? When you're dealing with 8s and 9s, you gotta act like you've been there before. I ain't worried about her talking about the whole maintenance and stuff like that. I'm not on that. I'm talking about the 8s. You feel me?
Not shacking up with you. I feel like the only time that I will live with a man is if you ask me to be your wife. Yes, you gotta get down on one knee. I feel like people's excuse to that is like, oh, we gotta see how they live. That's, to me, is so bogus. Like, you want to be in a lease with someone just to see how they live? What if you don't like how they live? Then what? Like, I don't know. Me personally, you can definitely tell how someone lives without having to move all your shit in there with them. I don't know. I feel like that's a cop-out. Low-key. I just personally feel like that's the benefit that I would only want my fiance/husband to reap benefits from. I just feel like having the privilege and the access to wake up to me 24/7 every single night, every single day, cooking and cleaning 365 days a week, my husband only.
Yeah, how y'all feel about that, right? I'm cool with that. I don't have to live with somebody like if I was gonna get married to somebody, I ain't gotta necessarily live with you, right? I ain't gotta do that, because you can just spend a night for a couple days or whatever. So to me, I'm kind of cool with that, because if we're gonna get married, I gotta live with you forever. So forever is a long time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool so far. Hey, I'm cool with her non-negotiables.
Fiance only. Boyfriend, I'm sorry. You can spend a night, but go back home. I truly believe that he who finds a wife finds a good thing. So if you cheat on me, you ain't find your good thing, baby. I'm gonna go ahead and leave off the first try. I'm not, no, all men cheat. No. I'm not a man of God. I'm Another one that I would say, it might be an unpopular opinion because of the time frame, but honestly, I just feel like weekly dates are mandatory for me. I am not someone that is okay with bi-weekly dates. Unless things happen, cool, I get it, life happens.
So as long as I'm getting what I want, the weekly dates are cool. Now, I know some of y'all may hear that and I'm thinking like, man, I got to take her to a steakhouse every week. What you got to understand is when you're dealing with a woman, most men's downfall, whether you are dating her or in a relationship or married, most men's downfall is that you stop courting the woman. When you're with the woman, you have to continue to date her. So once a week is not really a lot, because 1 week y'all can go to a museum, right? The next week you can take her off to eat somewhere. The next week after that, y'all can go bowling. The next week after that, y'all can go pick up some food and y'all can cook together. So you ain't gotta really be spending a lot of money, but like she said, if we're gonna be messing around dating every other week, I can see where she says that's kind of like, that's not enough. I get that.
But ideally, I would want to date every week. I just feel like it's important to have weekly dates, in my opinion, just because it keeps the relationship alive. It doesn't get boring. It doesn't even have to be depending on one person too. Like, it can be like,
yeah, that's what y'all see. What she just said is very important. Like, women get bored easily. So when you start getting comfortable with doing the same thing with a woman, that's going to turn her off. So it's not about you spending a lot of money, but it's about being creative, doing things outside the box, maybe going to a painted sipping paint. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, just doing different things, like being creative, being open-minded. Maybe y'all go get a massage together. Like, women just want to do different things with you. They don't want to be doing the same shit all the time.
Like, I get 2 dates, you get 2 dates. Like, I just need weekly dates, period. Like, you're not gonna get me and then slack off. Like, you have to still date me. We have to still date each other and get to know each other and pursue each other. I like intentionality. That's non-negotiable. I honestly feel like this one might ruffle some feathers and it might be an unpopular opinion. But I need the passcode to your phone, sir. Yeah, I'm not playing it. I just feel like if...
Yeah, I don't know about that. You can't get the passcode to my phone. You gotta trust me. Especially if I haven't given you a reason to not trust me. The passcode, I think that's reserved for wifey. That's what I'm gonna go with. That's probably reserved for wifey. Anything before that, I'm good. Because why you need to go through my phone? Because I don't need to go through your phone unless you're giving me a reason to not trust you. But then, should I even be with you? What y'all think?
I'm willing to do that for me because I don't have nothing to hide. I would expect the same. I can give what I ask for sure. And if I hear the excuse of, oh, this is my personal business, I am honestly no longer wanting to move forward, because I just feel like it's not that I'm going to go through your phone. It's just more so like you're willing to be open with your partner with no issue. Like I am, you know, like I'm not going to go through your phone, but I think it's just the purpose of you're willing to give it up. Like, we're not going to be 1 year, 2 years in, and I'm over here asking you for your passcode. And then you kind of hide it from me? No. You're single.
All right, so I'm not going to play the rest of the video. It's pretty long, so if you want to go check it out, you can. But what I will say is, like, I think us as men, we have to learn that when the biggest message I take from this is when you get a woman who is very attractive on the outside, you got to learn how to keep your composure together. And you got to learn how for your ass to not get comfortable. So what I mean by this, a lot of times, man, when we get that beautiful woman, we start to do a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, you, and y'all know how it is, right? You get a chick that's like a 9 and now you kind of feeling like you lucked up because you used to dealing with 7s. So now with that type of mindset, naturally you're going to mess things up. You're going to over text. You're going to over pursue. You're going to be playing it safe. You ain't going to be as risky. You're going to be less ambitious. You're going to stop doing all your activities. You're going to want more time from her. You're going to be jealous of other dudes. And now you're starting to pull away from who you are and what your main mission is. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand, the more beautiful a woman looks, you as a man, you definitely need to be a little bit more self-aware of understanding, like, just because she looks better doesn't mean I need to be doing more. All you need to be doing as a man is making sure you're continuing to prioritize your life in the correct way, keeping your higher power, your purpose, and your mission first, and you know, your health and all this needs to be prioritized first. Once you do that, yeah, making sure that you continue to date your woman. Whatever woman you're with, you got to give them a good experience, because if not, they're going to go somewhere else because they're going to feel like you don't care about them. Y'all got to remember, with women, it's about how you make them feel. So this is important. I know some of y'all probably think like, bro, I don't care about. Nah, that's a woman don't care about how much you like them. She cares about how you making her feel. So if you making her feel like you don't care about her, well, she gonna go get it from somebody else. And we don't really want that. All right, guys, this is my video for today, man. I appreciate you guys for coming over to the channel as always. And until the next time, deuces.